Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you and have the possibility to make this presentation. The topic I'm going to talk about is why education of undergraduate students is a key factor for climate change mitigation. In this case, it's the result of a research that we developed, and we took into consideration that education is an opportunity that must be taken advantage of to confront the climate change. In this case, it's necessary to ask how we can promote the preparation of undergraduate tourism students for understanding mitigation and adaptation to climate change. So according to it, the research problem that we took into consideration was that education is an unexploited opportunity to confront climate change. Despite the potential of educational problems and rising awareness and climate action, there is a little evidence of their effectiveness. So the research question was, how can we promote the education of undergraduate tourism students for the understanding, mitigation, and adaptation to climate change? The objective was to find out why the education of undergraduate tourism students can before is very important to take into consideration that it could be an important factor in mitigating the climate change through tourism entrepreneurship from the local level action. So that's why we decided to check this and formulate this objective. So the methodology, this research was based on the following points. The research design was qualitative and applied using theoretical and empirical didactic method. The methodology was supported by developing a learning experience in the subject of tourism and environment with 66 students of the bachelor degree in tourism at the Autonomous Universities of Ciudad Juárez in Mexico between 2021 and 2023. 18 nature hotels were proposed by students incorporating bioarchitecture solutions and environmental technology to promote sustainable tourism development and contribute to minimizing the adverse impacts of climate change. For this purpose, the project-based learning approach was implemented and was very successful. This methodology, as I mentioned before, took into consideration two projects and some activity. The first one was the bioarchitecture project, and the activities were related, for example, to the construction material, the designs and construction techniques, the assembly and construction of the project, solving for the project functionality. And the second one was the environmental technologies project. It was based on different tasks. For example, water consumption, energy consumption, waste treatment, use of chemical fuels and lubricants, hygienic sanitary condition, vectors control, and management of flora and fauna. According to it, in first place, we analyze that education for climate change is very important and it should be taken into consideration for the development and for the preparation of the student. And in this way, education for climate change is considered by some authors as a branch of education for sustainable development. And in this case, for the preparation of our students for climate change in this case. Under this approach, we consider that education for sustainable development is an educational agenda focused on the quality of learning results, emphasizing its contents and its contribution to the future sustainable or sustainability, a reason why it must be taken into consideration in this project. It is accepted as a transition strategy towards climate action that scientific knowledge is a key factor for the desired change. So, taking into consideration this focus, we develop the activities that the students were preparing during this period of time. The second point that we consider very important is the empowering of our students according to the climate actions that they should develop. The theoretical foundation of this research is based on the fact that there is a close relationship between the climate change and tourism. This is the first and very important premise that we use for the development of this research. The role of the university and institutional support for educational interventions on climate change must become a source of new opportunities and changes. So here we have a very important opportunity. And this research incorporates the principles of student learning support for climate change and took into consideration the process of decision making based on the knowledge that we were developing during these semesters. The curricular training of undergraduate students in tourism for climate change took into consideration a test where we asked them about their knowledge in relation to the climate and climate change. Here are you can find here different questions like, for example, what are climate and climate change? What are the human causes of climate change? What irreversible changes have occurred in the climate? What is the impact of climate change on society, and what should be the mitigation and adaptation strategy? So according to it, we had a previous knowledge in relation to the previous preparation of the students for this project. The following topic is related to the way in which we were working, and it is the planning and design of a low-impact nature tourism hotel based on bioarchitecture and environmental technologies. We develop this change where we took into consideration the action, I mean the human actions, the change that it is occurring, the impact on the society, and the response. And as you can see here, we have the question and the most important topics that we took into consideration for the development of this preparation. I mean, the students' preparation. As a result of the planning and design of hotel entrepreneurship, 18 semi-annual research reports and final exhibition were carried out using posters and manuals and different activities that they develop according to the topics that we studied and incorporating the Sustainable Development Goal 13 to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Incorporating bioarchitecture allows solution for the conservation of natural vegetation, the proposal of local construction material, adobe in this case, integrated into the environment, and the minimal impact during assembly and construction. And finally, that the environmental technologies incorporating solution for minimal water consumption, energy and waste generation, the use of alternative energy sources without greenhouse gases, for example, the substitution of polluting chemical products, and environmentally friendly, hygienic, and sanitary products. So here you you can see here different teams, I mean different projects where they develop the posters and the model that they develop during the semesters, and you could realize about the preparation of the planning activity and the design of these projects. As a conclusion, it was proven that education is a key factor for climate change mitigation, since students can make innovative proposals with a viable solution for climate change adaptation. And these solutions were presented through research report using posters and a manual creation of sustainable and responsible natural hotel models that respond to the challenges induced by temperature change and climate pattern. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation, and maybe you have a similar experience that are very important for the preparation of our students. Thank you very much. Here you have my information if you want to share with me, or you have similar projects or intentions for activities like this. Bye bye.